Hello everyone, this is Caleb Simpson here from ZeldaDungeon.net, and you are watching our video walkthrough for The Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess. This is Chapter 9 of the video walkthrough, which runs about 65 minutes and is going to be broken up into 7 videos. Now that the Lanayru province is now cleared of Twilight, there's actually a whole ton of stuff we can do, because the Lanayru province is huge, and so there's a lot of goodies that we can now collect, from heart pieces, golden bugs, to a new wallet, to more bomb bags, and bigger bomb bags as well. There's just a ton of stuff we can grab, so this chapter is going to be filled with a lot of side quests and optional goodies that will help us out in our quest. So if you would like to gather all those things, then follow along with me for a majority of this chapter. If not, you can go ahead and skip to the 5th video, because there's 7 videos total in this chapter. You can just go ahead and skip to video number 5, and that will lead you directly to the main quest stuff that we have to do. So if you want to follow along and get a bunch of goodies, then just stay put. So here we are in Lake Hylia. We just finished talking to the Spirit of Light Lanayru in the Lanayru Spring, and so you want to head over to Fyer over here, F-Y-E-R, and he has this little cannon shop thing. It's actually got an official name, but it's like ginormous and really long. But anyways, you can talk to him and he will offer to shoot you up out of Lake Hylia, and so you want to pay him the 10 rupees to get out of here. And then he like plays his little music box thing, and it's has a funny song to it. This cannon is basically the only way to get out of Lake Hylia at this time. Later on we'll be able to warp out of it and everything, but right now we're stuck in our Hylian form. We can't transform into a wolf, so we cannot use our warp points. You can't go up the river any other way at the moment until you can turn into a wolf. So you basically are going to have to use that cannon, and we'll be using it repeatedly throughout this chapter. So as soon as you land up on the target on the floor up here or whatever, then Midna will actually talk to you, and she'll say, "Hey, didn't Rutella, the Zora ghost that was in the previous chapter, didn't she say that if we could help her son, that she'd give us the ability to breathe underwater and swim really deep? So that would be necessary if we're going to go to the temple that's in the bottom of Lake Hylia." And she is right at that. Moving right along, there's another one of these clown guys. I guess he's supposed to be Fyer's partner, but anyways, he has a minigame called Falbi's Flight-by-Fowl. So you can play Falbi's minigame to pick up a Cuckoo, and you can use it to leap off the ledge and into Lake Hylia. And Cuckoos will allow you to, fly down there really slowly. So you want to walk up to one of these Cuckoos really slowly, because they'll run away otherwise because you spook them. But pick it up and you want to jump off the ledge. And you can go either to the right or the left and get rupees if you want, or you can just skip ahead and go straight to the Isle of Riches. There's other places you can go to here, but there's not much we can do at any of these other areas. Now the Isle of Riches itself is like a tiered platform, and each tier has a treasure chest on it. The top tiers being like the cool prizes, and the lower ones being pathetic rupee prizes. So the top tier is actually spinning, and it has an orange rupee in it, which actually reappears every time you play this minigame. So if you want to make loads of cash, and you can get good at this minigame and repeatedly get this orange rupee, which is worth 200, and then you can pay 30 rupees to get back up and play the minigame again. So you can actually make loads of cash doing this, if you're patient enough. But it's kind of a pain, and I would recommend just avoiding it. What we're really interested in is the one on the second tier, which is actually holding still. Open the chest to get a piece of heart. If you've been following the walkthrough thus far, this should be your 13th piece of heart. So with that, you can hop on down and gather all the other chests, which also contain rupees that steadily get less and less. Anyways, as I said, that orange rupee actually, it continually reappears. And if you are intent on getting that orange rupee, what you can actually do is that platform, that we hop onto when we get shot up there with a cannon, you can actually go outside right there, and on top of the house where Falbi's at, there's actually a spinner, one of those like pinwheels, I guess, and you can hit it with your Gale Boomerang. This will cause this platform to stop spinning, so you'll make it easier to get that orange rupee. So just a cool little tip for you if you plan on making loads of cash. As you'll quickly find, there's actually an abundance of rupees in Twilight Princess. So with that, we're actually going to go ahead and leave Lake Hylia. So go ahead and talk to Fyer again, and I'm just going to skip through this by pressing the minus sign repeatedly. So here we are, we're popping back up, and you'll see above this house right here, while you're standing outside there, you can hit that spinner or whatever that, and make the platform stop spinning. So with that, you want to go ahead and head outside. This actually is an upper area right above Lake Hylia now, and I guess it's supposed to be part of Hyrule Field, I guess. It says it right there. So with that, we're going to head forward, and so like as I said, there's an abundance of rupees. If you want to get that orange rupee, you can. I don't really think it's worth it. There's tons of rupees, and like right now, I'm almost full. I can only carry 300 right now, so I did not grab it. I did not bother with it. So with that, you want to go ahead and run forward over here. There's some forest grass. We'll be able to use it to summon Epona and travel around quickly. Now, something I want to mention real quick is if you were playing that Falbi's Flight-by-Fowl and you were on the Isle of Riches or whatever, you might have seen a lantern at night that was like giggling off to itself, and it would come and attack you if you got close, and you can't do anything about it. And that is a postal, and we will deal more with postals later. Right now we can't actually do anything with them, so if you see them you just want to avoid them, and you know, because they'll just smack you and you won't be able to do anything about it. But make note of their locations. Later on we will be able to gather the postals. They're a collectible item, and we'll be able to get something cool for them. So just keep that in mind. With that, we're going to move right along. There's a golden bug that is on this one of these pillars at the north part of the Great Bridge of Lake Hylia. And it actually, it goes clockwise around the pillar, so it goes a couple feet at a time, so you may have a hard time finding it, actually. Usually it's pretty elusive. But this is the male mantis, so gather that, and I was actually kind of lucky there. It just kind of appeared right in front of me. Get back on Epona and start heading south, and once you're about a third of the way across the bridge, then the postman will appear, and he will give you 2 letters. The first letter is from Henna and Izza. So Izza has a rapid ride game that is on Upper Zora's River, and so they're sisters and everything, so you can play her mini game to go down Zora's River, and you can ride in a canoe and shoot targets and stuff. It's a pretty cool little mini game. You can get some cool prizes for that. The other one is Henna's fishing hole, and she can get a heart piece there and such, but it's more of a side quest type thing. You can just do it for fun to go fishing and just beat your scores and everything. And it's a lot like the fishing pond from Ocarina of Time, but it's way cooler. So you can go check that out. If you're a fan of that game within Ocarina of Time, you will love this one too. The other letter is from Barnes, and he actually has a new type of bomb available. We'll need that in order to enter the next dungeon, so keep that in mind. We will be heading over to Barnes' shop later to get that. You want to head over to the south, and then once you get to the great tree of Lake Hylia, right underneath the roots there is the other golden bug. You want to use your boomerang to collect it, pick it up to get the female mantis. Hooray! Now I just want to point out this new enemy over here called Chus, and Chew Jellies, they've been in other Zelda titles as well. They were generally called Choo-Choos, and they generally have this cutesy look where they are standing upright and they have eyes and they kind of hop at you, and they always have this dorky smile on their face. These ones actually are supposed to be a little more realistic, so they're just gobbles of goo and they'll jump at you and stuff. And sometimes they actually combine and such. But the cool thing about them is you can kill them and you can pick up their jelly that falls on the ground. And for a moment, then you have just a couple seconds where you can swipe a bottle over it and fill up a bottle. So this one, for example, I filled it up with purple chew jelly. Now the colors of them will react just like the other things that you can fill up your bottles with. So a yellow one, for example, acts just like lantern oil. A red one acts just like a red potion, which restores 8 hearts. A blue one acts just like a blue potion, which restores all hearts. There's also a rare chew jelly, which you see every once in a while. They're kind of hard to find, and they often combine before you can get to them. They're sparkling golden ones, whatever, or pearly colored. They sparkle, and those guys will restore all hearts just like the blue potion, but they will also increase your attack power for a short time. So they're actually just like Great Fairy's Tears, which we will not get for quite a long time. In any case, there's also one other type of chew, which is actually the one I picked up, and it's purple chew jelly, and that one simply will either take a heart away or grant you a heart, so it has kind of a random effect. It's basically the exact same thing as nasty soup, which you can get from Koro, so really pointless. So with that, you want to go ahead and head north, and you can see that there is actually some boulders that are blocking our path to this on this path on the far right. I guess it'll be up to the far left if you're playing the GameCube version. But now that we have bombs, we can actually blow up these boulders. We came through this area before as a wolf, but we did not have access to bombs at the time, so now we're just going to blow our way through here so we can make this shortcut. And these boulders actually leave behind rupees that you can collect as well, so you might want to collect those. And I'm actually getting pretty close to my limit here. This other ones, for example, have yellow rupees there, which each are worth 10. So now I am full, for example. So we are heading all the way to North Hyrule Field. We can't actually warp at this time, so we're just, riding with Epona. But then, yeah, we cleared that shortcut and everything, which is going to be nice, because we're going to ride through here again later in this chapter as well. So I just want to keep heading north. This actually leads all the way to Zora's domain. We can't go up the river by riding a Kargarock this time. We actually have to go there by riding there. So head this way direction. There's some more boulders. If you blow those up, the Tektites might get in your way, so you might have to defeat them. And then just head into this area to enter Zora's domain. That's all the time I have for this video. Join me for the next one. We will tackle the stuff inside Zora's domain.